Hi everyone, my name is Leslie Reed and welcome to another video. So today I want to provide you with some Christmas recommendations. So over the years I've read some Christmas books and we're in December now, so I thought I'd provide some recommendations. Some of these I believe are a little bit unheard of. Some of them are older. It's up to you whether you would want to read them or not. But I have some YA and I have some adult, and they're mostly romances. So let's just get started. I'm going to start with young adult first. And the first recommendation I have for you is Let Us Know by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. So I read this a while back. But from what I can remember, it was an anthology. So there's like 3 different stories, one written by each author, and it's set in the same town, and each story was its own little cute romance. But I liked how they were interconnected. Somehow they were all friends, I think, or there was some kind of relationship. It was all set in a town, and the town was snowed in. So that was a lot of fun. From what I remember, I really enjoyed the first story a lot. And I did actually like John Green's story. It was kind of like a silly, boyish romp in a way, even though it was still kind of a romantic one. It was a John Green one, right? So I do recommend it if you're looking for a YA anthology, short story collection. And I think I gave it 4 stars, so I do recommend it. I have a lot of short story collections, so I'm just warning you. The next one is Mistletoe, written by Haley Abbott, Melissa De La Cruz, Amy Friedman, and Nina Malkin. And I think this is 4 stories, and I believe I gave it 4 stars. For the most part, I really enjoyed it. I remember the one story that I liked the most when I was looking at Goodreads, people liked the least. I don't remember much about this short story collection, but I do remember really enjoying it, and it was young adult. And the one story I did like, it was kind of like a ghost story, so that's why I liked it, because it was kind of interesting. But if you're looking for more Christmas anthologies, YA, here's one. The next one, I just kind of stumbled upon it. I think I was looking on Goodreads and like Christmas suggestions. So this one is The Best Girl by Emma Harrison. And from what I can remember, some of these were a long time ago, but our female protagonist, she is attending her brother's wedding. And I believe her family is quite wealthy, kind of, and the person that her brother's marrying, her family is also quite wealthy. And so she's attending this wedding. It's at like a chalet, like a prestigious kind of chalet, and she's falling for this boy. This boy is actually from her class from university, and he actually ends up working at the chalet. The thing that I remember really enjoying was her relationship with the bride's sister. Her sister was kind of going against the protocols of the family. Like, the family obviously has money and try to live a certain way, and the sister is going against that, and she developed this relationship with our main protagonist. But also with the relationship, like the romance, our main protagonist, she is trying to pretend she's not from this family, because she's worried that the boy would not date her. I just remember just having a lot of fun with this one, and like I said, she developed this relationship with this with the sister, and I really enjoyed how it wasn't just about the romance, but also like a female relationship. So I do recommend this one. The last YA that I do really recommend, I read it last year, is 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston. I loved this a lot. I gave it 5 stars. This one, we follow, I don't remember anyone's names, but our female protagonist, she is recently dumped, and she convinces her parents to let her stay at her grandparents', and that's usually what they do every Christmas. But her sister is really close to her due date, like she's pregnant, so her parents agree to let her stay with her grandparents. So she's staying with her extended family, and she has really close friends next door, but they haven't been close for a long time. Anyways, her family decides to set her up on 10 blind dates, her extended family. And so she goes on these dates. Some of them are fun, some of them are a little like goofy and really awkward. but it's kind of about her getting herself out of her shell and also rediscovering these friendships that, not that she neglected, but life kind of got in the way. And it's about rekindling her friendships with her cousins and the boy next door. So it was so much fun. There was a huge dynamic of like, there's a lot of like family. Family is a huge part of this story. And I would say, even though it's a Christmas read, you could probably read this any time of year because Christmas was a feature, but it's set in a place where there's no snow. So it's not cozy feeling or anything. They're like having romps around town and they're probably wearing t-shirts and stuff. There are Christmas elements, but I didn't necessarily feel like it was the most Christmassy read, but it is set during the Christmas time. So I definitely recommend it. I absolutely love that book. Moving on to some adult romances. So when I say adult, there is explicit scenes for the most part. Just to warn you, the first one is a novella trilogy. The trilogy is called The Kemp Brothers, written by J.C. Burton. The first one is All She Wants for Christmas. The second one is A Rare Gift. And the third one is The Best Thing. I read them in order and I would maybe suggest that, but if you don't really care, it's up to you. So the Kent brothers are obviously brothers. They all work at the same like construction company. They own it. And each story is following a different brother. The first one is a second chance romance with the girl. She kind of ran away because she thought that he cheated on her with her best friend. So she is devastated and she runs off and she becomes a famous country singer. And she comes back and it's their romance. The second one is the brother. He is devastated because he had a failed marriage. Like, he's recently divorced. And it's actually between his ex-wife's sister, who's very different from his wife, but it's between him and her. And she runs like a daycare, which is kind of fun. And then the third one is between obviously the third Kent brother and their secretary or their like administrator at their job, and that one's kind of like a hate to love romance. I really enjoyed these a lot. They were a lot of fun and they're super quick because they're novellas, but they felt pretty decent stories. There's only maybe some parts were rushed, but for the most part I really love these stories. Second to last, I actually have a book here, and that is How the Dukes Stole Christmas by Tessa Dare, Sarah McLean, Sophie Jordan, and Joanna Shoup. This is a Regency romance anthology, and I really loved this collection a lot. It was a lot of fun. I gave 3 of them 4 stars and 1 of them 5 stars, so I highly recommend. The first one is Meet Me in Mayfair. The first one is the woman, she's desperately needing to get married in order to save her family's estate, and it's between her and the guy who's selling their estate. I guess they like rent it out, and they're desperate to stay there, but they've run out of money and they're kind of going to be in destitute unless she comes to money by marriage. So that's that one. The Duke of Christmas Present is kind of a second chance romance between this couple. Like, they were next door neighbors and there's like a secret passageway where they can cross and be together. They were going to be together, but something happened that separated them, and it's their romance. And then the third one, which was my favorite, is a Highlander one, and this woman gets left behind by her family, and this Highlander, like up in Scotland, and this Highlander kind of rescues her because there was going to be kind of some raids. So I really enjoyed that one a lot. And then Christmas in Central Park is it's set in New York, and it's about a woman who writes for a newspaper, and she pretends she's a socialite when she's not, and the newspaper owner doesn't realize that she's pretending, and he asks her to host a party. It's kind of one of those stories where she's trying to pretend she's someone she's not in order to keep her job. It ends up like, it's quite funny. So yeah, I really enjoyed this collection, and I definitely recommend it if you're looking for like Regency Christmas short stories. And lastly, I think my number 1 recommendation is In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. I just read this and absolutely loved it. This is a Groundhog Day type story. We follow Malin, and she kind of sends up to the universe like, show me how to be happy. and she finds herself in a Groundhog Day like loop. She kind of relives the same vacation. Her and her family go to this cottage every Christmas, and it's her parents' friends. So all their friends from university, their friend group from university, all go to the same cabin for Christmas and celebrate together, them and their entire family. So this big community of friends come every Christmas and celebrate together, and it's about her trying to figure out what will make her happy. Kind of a love triangle happening here. I really love this a lot. Lots of Christmas vibes. Like if you want them playing in the snow, if you want to read about people making cookies, sitting by the fire, this is for you. Also, I just love the whole community feel. I think what Christina and Lauren do so well is friend groups. Like you feel a connection to every character in here, even though it's a huge family, a huge community. It's definitely found family in here alongside real family. I just really loved it a lot, and they surprised me along the way. You anticipate, you understand what the time travel will be like, and it's not. They throw you off, which I absolutely love. And the romance threw me off as well. So there was a lot of surprises along the way when it comes to this romance. So I highly recommend it. I gave it 5 stars. Here you go. So those are all my recommendations for Christmas books. So I hope I helped you find some new Christmas books if you're looking for some new ones. I would love to know if you've read any of these books before. If you have, please comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about them. If you have any other Christmas recommendations, please leave them down below. I'd love to get some more. If you want more bookish content from me, you can click on the video on the screen. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you have not done so. You can follow me on Goodreads and Instagram. And you know what? I want you to keep reading. Bye.